Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and this is Proto Garden. Now, Proto Garden is a game all about building a bee factory. That's right, it's a bee factory. The bees are the belts, and that's how you should think of them. Anyway, today we're going to be turning a humble little hive into a pretty jumbo factory. Let's get cracking, shall we? Okay, so jumping on in here, this is our hive, and our hive is the center of all of our operations, which is grand. Now, as you can see, there is this hive that bees come down the ladder, and the ladder directs them in a lovely little direction. It directs them directly down, directly south here. Now, as the bees travel all the way across to the edge of the known universe, that is the dirted area, which we're going to be able to expand in a little bit, they're going to jump across some flowers here. Now, as they jump across these star flowers, is what they are called, they're going to pick up one pollen, which is grand, because that means that they are going to, hopefully, jump to the edge of the world, and then when they jump to the edge of the world, they're going to expire, and that pollen is going to go up into my stash up in the top left-hand corner, and then the bee is gonna come back home, which is fine. We like that. So that's grand. Anyway, that's the basics for how the sort of conveyor belts work. There's also a pretty massive and gargantuan tech tree, which we're going to be getting through in due course. Quite excited to see how that all works. We've got a redirector rose, which we need to research next, and that's going to cost me 10 starflowers. All I need to do is place these starflowers down in the world, and then we can get that all happening. And there's a little objective tracker up in the top right-hand corner over here. Okay, cool. Cool. We've got pollen in bank per minute, 60. Yep, we're getting 60 pollen per minute. We're going to change this up dramatically. Okay, it's going to cost me 10 pollen to place a new starflower, and quite frankly, I'm just going to keep them on the same path. And as you can see, as our bees get towards the edge of the map, there we go. Boom. We are going to now be getting 7 pollen per bee, which is pretty darn good. Now, in the early game, we're going to be wanting to increase our pollen count. For example, the next thing on our list is a U-turn Ulex, which is going to allow us to send our bees home at any point, and we need to bank 500 pollen in order to do that, which is actually not much of a challenge. Of course, we've unlocked this redirector rose, which I'm going to deploy here. I'm going to sell off that flower there. I'm going to stick you in here, and we're just going to build a big, look at that. I mean, maybe not all the way across, because I want to probably redirect again. There we go. But now, look at that. Look at that. We now have bees that have 13 pollen on them, which is quite remarkable, actually, if I do indeed say so myself. And we only need to bank 500 in order to get our U-turn Ulex. And this is just going to allow me to place down a flower that's going to return bees home. Boom. You finish up. You come home. Very simple indeed. Right, give a bee a full stack of 16 pollen in order to research the Dublin Daisy. Now, the Dublin Daisy is where things start to get very funky indeed. Let's see. There we go. So that's our maximum stack. We've got our stack of 16. That is great. Happy days. So, the Dublin Daisy is going to be a flower that we consistently return to. This is going to allow us to clone our bees into 2 copies, and how it works is kind of magical. Okay, boom, we do that, and what do you know? We have suddenly doubled our pollen up from, what's that, 16 to 32. We can't double infinitely. So, for example, if I want to place another Dublin Daisy here, and it sort of goes in different directions, as you can see, and this is also, we're also going to start to see some interesting mechanics here. Look at that. The bees collide, and they just both go home. See that? Little bit of a problem. I mean, it's not a huge problem, admittedly. It's not infinite, but it is a problem nonetheless, and it does reduce our pollen count as well, so we probably need to make sure that we don't do that. Ideally, having bees crossing over is probably not something that we want to do, but either way, whenever we do double, as I can double up here, for example, you're going to see that we go from 16 pollen down to 15 pollen, and there we go. Next would be -2, so we'd be down to 13, and it will go on like that. I mean, that's not necessarily a reason not to do it. I mean, far from it. It's just a reason. It's just something to note. It's just something to note. Let's put this down over here, and we'll double up over here. There we go. Okay, researching the fairy nest. We need to bank 5,000 pollen in order to do that. Well, quite frankly, I think we're going to manage to bank 5,000 pollen in pretty much no time at all. We are getting a lot of cash out of this. Alternatively, there's nothing stopping me from just like introducing further starflowers over here. They're pretty darn cheap. They only cost me 10 pollen a piece. The Dublin Daisy costs 200, so it's a little bit more expensive. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but this is quite a nice efficient setup. I do like what we've got going on here. Alrighty, I've got the required amount of pollen, which is great. We have unlocked the fairy nest. Bees can deposit an item for crafting. It's going to cost me 1,000 pollen. There's also a recipe of ambrosia, which has a ingredient of pollen. Okay, let's get it placed. Let's see it in action. It's a little larger than we otherwise might expect. That's fine. Let's put it down over here. Let's sell this flower, and let's get the redirector rose. Not there. That was off by 1 square potato. There we go. And let's see what happens. Aha. Okay. So here's what we've done. We're inputting pollen. However, we actually need a heck of a lot less pollen than we're actually using. So what's happening is that our bees are picking up the pollen, or picking up the ambrosia, I should say, on the outputs, and they are not doing anything with it. They're just bumping off into the edge of the world, and that's that, which is fine. I feel like we could probably manage to do something a bit more efficient than this, but it's okay for now. It's okay. I don't hate it too much. Right, we've got 40 ambrosia. We're gaining 30 a minute. That's pretty decent. We're wasting a heck of a lot of pollen, but, you know, what can I say? What I would maybe prefer to do is something like this. You know, so we do like a multiple drop-off point, you know? So that would allow us to have lots and lots of ambrosia. It does mean, however, that we would need to do something like this, and this, and this. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's gonna work. It's gonna allow us to get a lot of resources, and it will allow us to sort of stack up additional multipliers if we want to. So we'll be able to get more and more production factories in due course. Either way, our ambrosia production is going to go through the absolute roof, which is great. Okay, so what have we got here? This is the Pioneering Ohello. We need to bank 10 ambrosia in order to get it, so we've actually already got this. Tree-type looking thing. Let's get this placed and see what it does. It terraforms ash into dirt. Excellent. Aha, look at that. We're about to explore the world as we know it. Is there a particular area that I want to terraform? Not particularly, but I'm quite happy just to sort of see it go. Excellent. I mean, we do need to kind of consider where we're doing this, because we don't necessarily want to extend the range that the bees have, but, I mean, I guess it doesn't particularly matter. Right, okay, so we've actually moved through all of these sort of flower-based placements of research, which is great. We've unlocked the moonflower. Bees pick up nectar upon visiting pollen. New item, nectar. Okay. Okay. We'll see what that how that ends up working out. We've got a little bit of information over here. Yeah, so the moonflower. Bees pick up nectar upon visiting pollen. So if I put that here... Aha, okay. There we go. So we literally just place it down, pollen goes in, nectar comes out. Yeah, quite simple. But it looks like it takes the entire pile. Yeah, it looks like it takes the entire pile. Although that being said, this looks good. This whole thing looks good. Well, we're getting nectar. See how many of these I can add. Yeah, this looks totally fine. This looks totally fine. This is grand. Okay, I'm gonna leave this as is, because that's gonna give us nectar. It's gonna give us ambrosia. It's gonna give us pollen as well. Okay, what have we got here? We've got some modifiers. +1 starflower productivity. Don't think that really matters, to be honest. +1 fairy nest productivity. That is what matters. It cost me 1,000 nectar. Okay, that is a huge investment that we need to make. I need to be thinking more strategically about where we place our nectar. Let's get this area upgraded. Okay. We can worry about that little... Maybe I should fix that little gap. That's fine. Okay. We can just place these bad boys down. It does cost me like 1,000 pollen a piece. But that's totally fine. Right, we get up to 16 just here. So we can sell off you. And then I am going to get a directional piece, directional flower, and we're going to stick a doubling daisy in there. Great. So that gets me effectively double nectar, which is perfect because we need to start pumping out a whole bunch of nectar for all of our research projects here. This is very important. Very important indeed. Okay, so that's all looking good. Happy with that. Stack limit, plus 4 stack limit. It's going to cost me 2,000 nectar. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that idea at all. Really don't hate that idea. You know what? I think I want to change this. Yeah, sorry. Conflict there. Didn't mean to. Let's do directional stuff over here. Yeah, okay. Do I want to double up again? I kind of do. But I kind of want to make this, like, not work in a way that ends up giving me grief. Yeah, like this, actually. This is fine. It's quite frankly not a long-term solution, but it does allow us to, you know, do a lot of doubling. And it gets me a lot of nectar. It's going to get me a lot of nectar, and it's going to get me a lot of nectar fast. Yeah, okay. So you see, this is the problem, is that if you have a rogue bee, somewhere there was some sort of conflict. I don't know where it was, but it was bad, and something happened. Anyway, let's get some more research on the go, shall we? +1 fairy nest productivity. Yeah, don't hate that, to be honest. Pioneering, oh hello radius. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get that researched. Sure. I mean, we've got the nectar to do it right now, so we might as well. Great. Excellent. Stack size, 2k nectar. Ooh, look, you see our area just grow. Nice. Okay, we've now got a little bit of conflict here. That can be resolved by just putting this in, that flower in there, right? Yeah, there we go. That's the one. That's the one. Okay, add another factory here. All looking good. Do I need more nectar? I probably do need more nectar, don't I? Right. Allows saving arrangements of reusable blueprints. Ooh, that would be very, very nice. Starflower productivity. Don't care about that. Sugar bubbles. Craft in a fairy nest. It's going to cost me 5,000 nectar. I think we do productivity. So we're going to have to get the starflower productivity and then the stack size increase. That's what I mean. The stack size increase. That's what I'm after. Then I think we're going to do sugar bubbles. And we're going to see where that gets us. So we should now be able to go up to 20. And 24 is in our sights. And that should be something that we consider doing over here with my nectar operations. Yeah, actually it is. Right, I don't like how I've kind of hemmed myself into a corner here, but that's fine. Gonna go back here. Back here. We're gonna have a pretty prescriptive route for these guys here. There we go, and excellent. Okay, so that's gonna get us up to 20. I've also left enough space that I can hopefully get the next stack size bonus without dealing with too many issues. Definitely need to pick up those blueprints, right? I mean, that's a non-negotiable because I need to stop dealing with this situation. This is, yeah, a bit of a nonsense. Bit of a nonsense, but hey-ho. Alright, split here, up there, over there, up there, over there, and double double. It also means that our Dublin daisies now have extra bonus value, which is really, really good. Okay, give me blueprints, please. We can get that instantaneously. This is great. This is great. Although, yeah, see, we're actually losing 100% of the value by splitting. I mean, it's not a huge amount that we're losing, but it is some. That is going to disappear if I sort out the stack limit upgrade. Oh, I've got bubbles as well. I should do that. What do we got over here? Raw wax. Crafting a fairy nest. Okay. And it's going to cost me Ambrosia. Alrighty. We can make that happen. Right, couple of things that I've done. I've started the process of getting the sugar bubbles manufactured. I am doing it through a daisy doubling situation here, which means that we're actually losing quite a lot of sort of nectar value, I would say, in the main sort of nectar production process. Am I happy with that? I mean, probably not. We probably want to change things up a little bit. But I mean, there's nothing stopping us from like adding a few additional flowers or something in here. But I mean, that just seems ridiculous. Daisy Dublin is so good. Either way, we need to collect these bubbles somehow. And I wonder if there's a way to get these useless expunged bees to come and collect it. I mean, we can always just double again here. And then come across and collect. I mean, it's not super pretty, but it's fine. Need to make sure that we have a flower at the end, just to make sure it goes back to the base as opposed to colliding over there. We don't want any collisions, right? So these bees might be useless at the moment, but I can still fix it. We're definitely losing a lot of nectar here, but I've got plenty of nectar coming in, right? I mean, we might need crazy amounts of nectar. We only need nectar up to about here. Then it looks like it's honey, which is great. Right, so we got the sugar bubbles being made. We've got wax to research. I can get that researched. We got the secondary stack upgrade. That's really, really nice. Fairy nest? I'll take raw wax. Ooh, new building. Bouncy Buttercup launches 4 tiles. Terraforms dirt into grass. Okay, I'm interested. And a lucky log. Returns bee home with +1 bonus resource. Ooh, don't mind if I do. I'd also love to get the productivity boost on these flowers. Clones buildings into 3 copies, and that gives us the... Or that's going to cost me sugar bubbles. Okay. This is looking and feeling quite nice. This is looking and feeling quite nice. Can I build some additional moonflowers? I'm going to build some additional moonflowers over here. Especially given that we're getting the productivity boost, we might as well just do it. Right. Productivity boost is going to cost me 20,000 nectar. That is a heck of a lot of nectar. But that's okay. We've got the splitter, the 3-way splitter, which is fine. I would like to make raw wax. Let's have a little look at raw wax. So, we make it in this bad boy. It's going to cost me Ambrosia. Well, it just so happens that we maybe happen to have an existing Ambrosia pipeline. I'm going to try and, like, make a... Oh, I tell you what, why don't we use our first 3-splitter? Okay, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, we've effectively just tripled our output of Ambrosia. How cool is that? I absolutely love the ginormous changes that you can make. Okay, let's do this, this. And actually, I think I want to expand a little bit. Okay, our trees now do an insanely large amount of damage. I say damage. A large amount of terraforming. How much do these things cost? They cost 1,000 pollen. I've actually got plenty of pollen. Right, so here's what I want to do. I think I want to go through 10. So 3, 3, 3, 9, 10. So then, I'm gonna... I tell you what, I'll double. And I'll let you go back. And then we'll collect right here. How about that? Is that going to get up to the stack size, the max stack size? It's going to get up to 20. It's not even going to get close to the max stack size. That's fine. What I want to be doing is I want to be making sure that I'm trying to use up all of my ambrosia. Because there's no point in wasting it. And by my calculations, it looks like that has worked out perfectly. Great. So we're using all of the ambrosia here. The rest of the ambrosia is still being punted off to the sides, which is grand. Very, very happy with that. This is not a decent setup. We need more of this. Also, I need to get I need to use blueprints. We haven't done anything with blueprints yet. I could do the same. I could do the same thing with this setup, couldn't I? So direct you down. Sell. Oops. Sell this. I don't even know how many that gives us. Too many? Yeah, okay. A few too many. Also, we need to make sure that we, yeah, send the bees back home over there. It does give us more bubbles, but it's too many to take advantage of. That's fine. Right, I've got the... Oh, yeah, I've got the extra productivity for the flowers now. That's good. 200,000 nectar. Okay, that's a lot of nectar. Terraforms dirt into grass. We're going to need this at some point. I'll start queuing that up. We're getting bubbles in decent quantity. I mean, we're getting everything in decent quantity. I don't know why I'm even, like... I'm not really complaining. This is all feeling very, very good for us right now. I'll queue this up probably afterwards. The honeybee nest. I'm so interested in that. Lucky log. I want to get a lucky log. I mean, is that going to be super useful for anything that we need right now? Probably not. Because, I mean, we're creating, you know, decent quantities of pretty much everything. Can I get some more moonflowers? Let's get right up to 24, please. Perfect. And actually, I've had an idea. There is a little gap here. Look at that. No, it's not gonna work. It's not in sync. How about that? There we go. No, it's... We still have a few spare bees. All right, let's get let's do that. That'll be fine. But if I do this here, hold on. Aha! Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Delete all those. Great. So now we're getting loads. This is looking good. Can I split you? I can split you. The problem of splitting is that we're not going to have enough space. Oh, I could split into 3. Can I split it here? Oh, I totally can. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's a nice easy triple. Yeah, I say it's a nice easy triple. It's not a super nice easy triple because we don't actually get the full value. But if I direct you down here and then we split, then we will get all of the value. Look at that. Okay. Quite literally tripling our output here. So that's really, really good. And to be fair, we could probably do that over here as well. It feels like a nice, simple, like little life hack that we can do just to get a little bit more, Too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. We need to make sure that we give these little setups space. Either way, this is all looking nice. I want to get the honeybee nest. I'm gonna queue up the 2 nectar, the 2 more things that we need. We need a lucky log and we need the bouncy buttercup, both with nectar. And then the honeybee nest is going to require sugar bubbles in order to make. And the bouncy buttercup is actually going to allow us to jump over existing belts. Look at that. I say belts. I don't mean belts. I mean bee things. Let's deploy it. I mean, it does absolutely nothing in this current form, but it does look cool. So I'm going to leave it. Okay, what do we get? Terraforms dirt into grass costs me ambrosia. What is this going to do? I am not entirely sure. I'm going to give it a crack. Sure, let's give it a whirl. Also, this lucky log. Yeah, can I maybe get the lucky log in here? Nice. Look at that. Okay, so that's a few extra resources that we're going to get, which is quite nice. Aha! And because it's kind of offset ever so slightly, we're going to get even more resources. Man, you absolutely love to see it. That is brilliant. Okay. Honeybee, we are working towards it. We're very, very close. All we need is sugar bubbles, and we should be able to make it. What else do I want to queue up after that? Probably luckier logs? Maybe moonier flowers. We'll see. Okay, I've had a brainwave. We're still waiting for the honeybee research to complete. Gonna wait for that to be done. Whilst I do, here's my brainwave. What I'm gonna do... Oh, it's done now. Excellent. What I think we're gonna do is we still have 7 nectar, right? We're coming in with 24 nectar over here. We're dropping off up to 7. Take my word for it. It was 7 when this whole system was working properly. It was 7. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. And then we're gonna ditch you. We're gonna build a 7th there. Now, this is a little bit confusing because this is coming down here, and we can actually split you off and split you off as well, and just sort of deal with that later. But for now, what I want to do is add an extra one of those for reasons which will become clear in just a second. Also, don't know where these bees are doing. Let's put a cap on that. I like it. For now, let's cap here. I want a free hand to be able to deal with this. So, where's the rough middle? Like here? What I'm going to do, I'm going to direct... The bees are going to come down here. They're going to drop off their nectar. Come down here. They should be empty at this point, so we're getting our full money's worth. I am going to then direct in here. We're going to split... Do I want to split the bees here, or do I want to keep on collecting? Maybe I want to clone the bees here, actually. Yeah, I think I want to clone the bees there. Clone the bees here. How about that? Is that going to work? Kind of not really, because I would need to take you out and then redirect you. Yeah, this system was a bit more... It was a bit more nuanced and sophisticated in my head, but that is unfortunately the reality of most systems in my head. They look better in my head than they do actually out in the world, but that's okay. Anyway, we've got our honeybee nest. We can stop worrying about that for now. How's this gonna look? 24 is a magic number. Okay, I overshot by 1, but that's fine. Also, kinda works. I mean, we are getting more sugar bubbles, but the problem really is that I just need to do something with them now. All right, let's get ourselves a little bit more space to play around with here, and then let's get ourselves one of these nests. Right, sugar bubbles plus sugar bubbles equals honey. We actually need 2 inputs. And you know what? That's actually very convenient. Need grass or better? We can do grass. We can very much do grass. Okay. Sell and go. We're going to get you to come down here. Excellent. See where that takes us to. And we're going to have a few collisions, but that's fine. And input is going to be... Input is going to be here. This is fine for a single... This is fine for a single attempt. We're going to want to get We're going to want to get more. I think I want to split you off again. Next is -8. It's quite a lot. That works, though. It still does give us... gives us +1 nectar, I suppose. These two chains will have 1 additional nectar. That's fine. Okay. So we've got honey, and most importantly, we have a scalable solution, or we have something that could potentially be scalable. Right. Wait until we have a little bit more. A little bit more of this. Also, yeah, what am I doing with raw wax? I don't think I'm doing much with raw wax. I'm building the hives, obviously, but I think that might be it. Right. Aha! Look at that. It knits together very, very nicely indeed. Needs grass or better? We're working on it. Don't worry, video game. We are working on it. Okay, the bees go marching on, and I am quite happy with how this is all looking. It is sort of weirdly sort of all off-center, but it's fine because it averages out to the exact right number, which is what we need anyway. So that's looking and feeling pretty good. Let's finish up here, please. Chop, chop. Let's get the job done. And let's check out the research queue whilst we're waiting for that to happen. Right, so what's the end goal up here? A puffball. Terraforms marsh into mycelium. Okay, we are, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, a sequencer. Prevents collisions and releases 1 bee per second. Ooh, I like that indeed. Allows 1 bee through every 4 seconds. Alright. Tadpole Pond picks up 1 frog spawn upon visiting. We gotta try for that, right? Can I also research this as well? I can queue it up. It requires 100,000 nectar. Well, believe it or not, we actually are almost there. I think I prefer the Luckier logs. Luckier logs will now be very, very useful. I say very, very useful. They're always useful, but now they're going to be even more useful. Okay. I need more of these bad boys. Thank you very much. And what have I done? I've made a terrible error. Much better. How's that all looking? Not too bad. Not too bad. Right, 4, 3. Can't afford. What do we need? Let me guess. More raw wax? A little bit more raw wax. Where are we making raw wax? All the way up over here. I could probably be doing more to solve the raw wax problems. You know what? Yeah, sure. Here's my raw wax solution. Very simple. We just redirect this bad boy and throw a return on you. That into there and that into there. And sell that one. Great. Brilliant. Very, very happy with that. So that will fix us right up. That is so unbelievably annoying. How did I manage to do that? That'll fix us right up for this. For raw wax. I mean, we don't need a load of raw wax. We do at the moment because we're actually building out. But if we need it more in the future, we'll address it. I mean, we have 938 a minute, which is kind of crazy. Right, luckier logs, we should be able to get that done very, very quickly. And that's just going to give me free. That's just free money. Or free honey, even. Quite literally free honey. Okay, so that takes us right down to 0 in bubbles. And to be quite frank, we could maybe do a little bit more on the bubble front. In fact, there is something that we could do more of. Yeah, we could add... This is, like, highly unnecessary, I feel. We could add another factory right over here, which would take us up to 22, which isn't quite the 24 that we've got on the top row, but it is slightly more, and will allow us to squeeze 2 more hives in here, which feels like the right thing to do. I mean, we need a lot of honey, so it will take us up to the maximum number. It will take us up to the maximum amount of honey that we can have. almost the maximum amount of honey. It'll take us up to 20 to 22, and then we get the bonus from 24. Yeah, there is 100%, by the way, 100% the need to do some manipulation with regards to numbers over here. So we'll stem the flow here and here. Great. Start sending those back home. And we need to be tripling. We need to be doubling. We need to be tripling. We need to be quadrupling. We need to be doing whatever we possibly can in order to try and drastically increase the amount of honey that we're getting. There we go. What's the maximum distance that we can have? Actually, that looks to be working just fine. There's no collisions here at all. I don't know how, but there are no collisions here. I guess because it's all in sequence. Well, that makes me very happy indeed. Let's expand and give ourselves a little bit more space to play around here. And whilst we're doing that, let's have a little look at our honey situation. I want to get Frogspawn down. Floral fragrance. Prevents collisions. Oh, yeah, I do want to check that out. A beely pad sends out a new bee every second. It's going to require propolis, though. Let's get propolis. Sure, it's going to cost us 2,000 honey. Easy enough to do. A Terro Toad. Plus 3 radius to adjacent terraformers. Okay. A magical mantilla. I presume that's a type of toad. Absolutely no idea. Right, there's... Oh, there are some collisions here. That's because we used to have a log in this exact location. And... now we don't. You know what? Where did I have it? Right over here. Yeah, place the log over there. It's not the end of the world, the fact that we've got all of these things landed on the log. It's fine. And can I get another one, actually? What about there? And what about some more splitting? Nice. Seems to be working. And over to here. Over to here. And split again. Okay, this log is doing big business. Huge business, in fact. Excellent. In fact, I can just send you back up there. Just send you... yeah, send you back over there. Yeah, how much honey have we got? 35,000 honey? And I feel like we're not even close to, like, tapping out our potential here. This feels messy, but it feels good. It feels good. Right, let's check out tadpoles. I haven't checked out tadpoles yet. Bees pick up 1 frog spawn upon visiting. What do I do with the frog spawn? That's the real question. I want to get the big toad. Okay, we'll get the floral fragrance, and then we'll get the Terro Toad. Curious to see how that all works out. Quesnelia clones bees into 4 copies. Oh my lordy, okay. Well, we got the Terro Toad really quickly. A butter bullfrog. Okay, get that. And a Terro Toad. It costs 1,000 frog spawn. So all I need to do is just get frog spawn and throw them into the hive? I mean, if that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do. Right, do we have anywhere that we have particularly useless bees? Yeah, we do actually. We got useless bees over here. Let's give these bees a new lease of life. Okay. Clones bees into 4 copies, but it's going to require that floral fragrance that I was chatting about earlier. What do we need that? We need crafting a honeybee nest. That's this bad boy. Okay, I'm interested in the 4 copy, but I'm also not interested in it that much right now. We got to prioritize and get the frog spawn sorted. Right, the really big problem with the tadpole ponds is that they have a 4-second cooldown on them, which means that we're not always seeing all of our bees get even close to the maximum limit. Plus, they are relatively expensive. They cost 2,000 sugar bubbles a piece. And, I mean, I have a lot of sugar bubble production, but not many sugar bubbles are actually... yeah, we're only getting 60 sugar bubbles a minute. That is not a huge amount of sugar bubbles. So I think it's probably time that we... Yeah, split that off. Yeah, so we don't actually lose anything there. We're losing a few things at the moment, but that's fine. I mean, yeah, so that will pretty instantly, like, give us way more sugar bubble production. Don't want to get bogged down in the sugar bubbles, you know, but for now, that's a good solution to at least ensure that we get more tadpole ponds. There we go. In the short term. Let's also maybe see if we can try and throw some more resources into honey. Honeybee nest productivity? Sure, I'll do it. And I'll also get the sequencer. That's nice. Lucky log as well. Queue up the lucky log after. That'd be really good. Terro Toad. Still need 1,000. 1,000 of those bad boys. Right, let's see if we can try and split this. We're going to have to try and be strategic about our splitting because we need a lot. Okay. Yeah, now ideally, if I had a lucky log, I could place it down somewhere. Like over here, maybe. Let's do it. It's going to take a little while to come to fruition there, but that's fine. The point is that we're getting it. We're getting it started. We're making it happen, which is good. Might need to go a little bit further back here. Might need to even get myself a second like route. There we go. Yeah. That's fine. So that will still do the same thing. Little bit daft to go to put everything so close together, but it will ensure that we have some more resources. Right. Okay, lucky logs are my best friends right now. And we want them to go right in there. There we go. So now we avoid the collisions, which is great. Don't have any collisions, and we're getting all of the additional extra resources. Can I increase 200,000? 200,000. That's a huge amount of expectation. Sends out a newbie every second. Craft and honeybee. I mean, we haven't even built Propolis yet. There's still so much more tree to go. Look at this. It's crazy. Oh my giddy ant. I don't even have stack sizes. Stack limit modifier. What the heck? Okay, tell you what. Queue up that nectar. Queue up that nectar bonus. Queue up that nectar bonus. That's 100,000 nectar right there. I mean, to be fair, I do have it. Let's get it all queued up. Let's get it all done. This is only a little bit chaotic, to be honest. Did not spot that there was a conflict here. But to be honest, a little bit of an opportunity for a successful resolution there. We're just directing it into a different log, which is just fine with me. And as we are continuing to get more and more sugar bubbles come through, I'm going to continue to place Frogspawn puddles. There we go. Looking good. Alrighty. Okay, Terro Toad. +3 radius to adjacent terraformers. So that's like you? Is it just for, like, new things that have been placed newly? Aha, yeah, okay. So it's just things that have been placed down newly. Not super useful, to be honest. There's maybe some toads that we could do some more useful things with. +1 productivity to adjacent buildings. That's probably more useful. It's going to cost me 15,000 honey. Plus distance to adjacent buildings. Yeah, maybe that's useful. Magical frog is probably better, I think. At least we're going to get value from our terraformers now. Not like it particularly matters. This is absolutely chaotic. I have no idea how this isn't conflicting. It's somehow working. Which is great. Also, this is being missed consistently, so let's replace that. Still can't afford anymore. That's fine, though. Not a big deal. Yeah, I guess some bees are going through here without ever like, picking up a Frogspawn, and therefore they're just continuing with their Ambrosia. I mean, that's fine. If we want to have more Ambrosia, that's great. The additional lucky logs is going to be so good. I mean, so beneficial. This is just absolutely brilliant. I have 143,000 honey. I feel like I haven't even optimized anything particularly acutely. That's the crazy thing. I was like, I've just sort of thrown things together. I'm not even capturing, you know, a tenth of the possibility of what we can do here. And already it feels so good. It feels so good. Who would have thunk it? Bees as conveyor belts could work so well. I certainly didn't. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up right about now, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. What a game. Absolutely love it. Thank you ever so much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. Check out the game. Link down in the description below. I'll catch you next time. Bye.